Okay,
Okay, no, you can start actually. Yeah,
The floor is yours.
you can start.
Well, as you know, the purpose of this visit is comments that were made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs approximately a month ago regarding the Persian Gulf. We're just here to register our concern about his remarks. Obviously, this was not the first time that the Minister had referred to the Persian Gulf as the Arabian Gulf.
So you're referring to that piece of sea that's between the two land masses there? That's the Persian Gulf?
What would you refer to it as? I defer to you as to...
Well, that's what's on Google Maps, yeah.
Exactly, it is on
So,
Google Maps. And also...
So that body of water is what you're referring to?
Yes, the body of which is generally known in essentially all diplomatic circles as the Persian Gulf. It's marked in most maps as the Persian Gulf. And having worked at the Department of Foreign Affairs, I can assure you that all the maps at the Department of Foreign Affairs also refer to it as the Persian Gulf.
That body of water?
Yes, that particular body of water,
Okay.
which I think most international organizations, most chancelleries and foreign ministries in the world refer to as the Persian Gulf. Yes, that is the body of water we are here to discuss with you. So we were wondering whether you have heard about this particular issue. And
I'm not sure what the issue is, so why don't you explain that to me?
You haven't heard about the foreign minister's comments, or?
I have heard of the foreign minister's
Okay.
comments, but I want your perspective. I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Okay.
I want to know what the issue is for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, before we obviously all collectively have our own say on this particular issue, we're just wondering if you have any remarks on that, what you have
Absolutely
been
not.
hearing.
I'm here to listen to what you have to say.
But you have not heard about this issue from
I've
anyone
heard of
else?
this issue. Yes, I've heard about this issue. I've
Okay.
done my homework on it.
Okay.
But I want to hear your opinion. That's
Yes.
why I'm here.
Well, our opinion
To-
is it strikes us as somewhat interesting that the minister would he is our foreign minister, and that he would depart from what is generally referred to in most diplomatic parlance as the Persian Gulf, and it appears to us that it would have to have been intentional, given that this was not the first time he referred to it as the Arabian Gulf. And we're just wondering whether there has been any discussion about this in the Conservative caucus, and how you think we should proceed.
There's been absolutely no discussion about it. Given the world issues of what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in Venezuela, what's happening even in Iran, okay, this doesn't have a lot of weight. I mean, I don't think anybody has died over it, right? So, in terms of things, and you've been in the Foreign Office, this is really not high on the priority list, I would say.
Just to clarify, I wasn't at the Foreign Office in the UK, at the Department of Foreign Affairs here in Canada.
Right, so you were part of the Foreign Office here in Canada.
We don't refer to it as the Foreign Office, sir.
Okay.
Again, this might very well
Defect.
just be
Okay, so if you want
parlance.
to, okay, I don't want to get into
Department of Foreign Affairs. We don't call it the Foreign
Okay.
Office section.
So go ahead.
So we're just here to discuss it.
I believe this issue is not just a Persian Gulf or Arabian Gulf or whatever they call it. It's not a new issue to the world. For example, I was explaining the British Channel is called, from the other side, is called Manche, whatever lake or sea. So I believe the Foreign Department has to approach to this issue, such as approaching to the British Channel, I believe. So I think we have to just express ourselves and just forward our concerns regarding this issue to the higher authorities.
So let me ask a few more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you representing?
We're just here as individuals, concerned individuals.
Yeah, individuals. And whatever happens here, I'm going just to reflect it in my paper too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'll listen to what you have to say, and I will advise the
So
Foreign Minister.
basically, we are here just to hear your opinion regarding this.
No. I'm here to listen to what your opinion is. Okay, you're the ones that are bringing the issue to me. Okay, so you need to tell me what you think the issue is, and I'll reflect that back to the Minister.
Well, what we can say is that each one of us are here as individuals.
Okay.
I understand that you don't appear particularly concerned about this issue because you're saying no lives have died. But I think everyone here would agree that
what I actually said was, given the priorities of the foreign minister,
sure.
okay, this isn't exactly the highest on his list of things to solve.
Well, that's not what we
So
suggested.
I will go back and
Sure.
tell him the concerns of the five of you.
Well, I think it would appear to us, having spoken to various members of the Iranian Canadian community, that this is something that has touched a nerve.
Okay, that's interesting because I've met with many senior leaders of the Iranian community. I've met with groups in my office here. Not one person has raised this as an issue.
Could very well be, but
Okay, so
but
it doesn't seem to be high
Yeah.
as an issue, even in the Persian
that
community.
could very well be your, but it appears to us that it is. That having been said, I believe you would be aware of the fact that a few weeks ago, a number of Iranians actually did have a protest outside your office. I'm not sure whether you heard about this.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay, yes, I did hear about it.
So essentially, we would very much be grateful if you could tell us what your personal opinion is, or if
I
that's
don't
not
have
possible.
a personal opinion, and I will pass the message on.
Okay.
A few of you came to my office, okay, and you were upset with the Minister of Foreign Affairs using the term Arab Gulf rather than Persian Gulf, and I'll pass that message on. Okay, and I'll allow him to make his decision. He's the one that used those words. Okay.
Just if I can say something, just to your previous comment about the minister's priorities, in my opinion, like just personal opinion, if we choose a representative to represent us, in my opinion, he shouldn't, I guess, rearrange the
None
issues.
of you are in my constituency.
No, what I'm trying to say is that it's a concern. It's still a concern.
And I will reflect that concern to the minister.
Okay.
Okay? And that's the best I can do.
I would like to share my
Sure.
point of view. As Najan rightfully said, me personally, I'm not essentially representing any particular group or a certain portion of the community, but I rightfully see myself representing all the 200,000 Iranians in Canada that really love the facts about their country as much as they love the facts about their second
Their
home,
country being,
initial our motherland, Iran, and also the same thing equally we love the same way that we love our newly registered country that we are calling it second home, or in part of some people who have been actually born here, their first home maybe. So we would love to see a equal fair treatment in that regards. What happens is, and I'm just using this as an example, it was actually exchanged in our community. How would you react if somebody from the States comes over and calls Lake Ontario, despite all the facts, all the geographical backgrounds, all the historical backgrounds, calls this Lake New York, calls this Lake
I wouldn't
America?
care. I wouldn't care.
Well, it appears that
Okay?
we care because it
Yeah, I
relates
understand
directly.
that,
So
and that's why I said
the
I will
part
take
that we
your
are
concerns,
exactly. That's the
and
part.
I will talk directly to
Exactly.
the minister
Now,
and
as
say
you,
that, we've
as
had-
you rightfully mentioned, there are many issues in the larger aspect of the foreign policy going on. Namely, you mentioned the issue of the Ukraine. First of all, this has happened before that. This has been happening like over a month ago. And then there has been direct messages.
I would have really liked to see you as a Persian community come here and say something like, we would like to fight the issue of over 200 executions in the first 100 days, okay, of the Iranian
Sir,
Premier.
We are going to
frankly,
separate
you
it.
have
Right?
no
I mean,
idea
that's a
whether we
real
have
issue.
been fighting that issue
Okay.
or not.
That
I
is
would ask that you
ongoing.
not
That's
try to
going on.
digress and just.
We have done it.
I am telling you.
We have
you wanna
done that
listen to me?
too.
Okay,
We
if you
do
want to
wanna
listen to me, I'm
that,
giving you
but
my
allow me
opinion.
to-
Okay?
Allow me, sir, to say one thing.
Then allow me
Oh.
to finish what I have to
Yes,
say.
of course.
Okay?
Mhm.
I mean, that's an issue, okay, that's something we can do something about, that we can actually get the minister to react to. Okay? I don't see this issue that you're presenting to me now as an issue that's of so ultimate importance. Okay? But I will take that message back.
Well, sir,
and I will
I
reflect
can
that
personally
back.
speak for myself. I truly do believe that the responsibility of MPs is to listen to the concerns of individuals
And I have.
and not actually judge as to whether
And-
it is a
and-
genuine concern or not. I would say that.
And I have, and I've told you I will reflect that to the
But on
minister.
several occasions so far, sir,
Okay.
you have belittled our concern, which is very much your
I
prerogative.
don't think I've belittled it. I've set the priority for it. Okay, I've said that the priority in the minister's mind is not this issue at the moment.
So
Okay.
then,
And I will take that back and I will tell him, you guys are concerned about it.
sorry, when you say that this issue is not a priority for the minister, then what are we supposed to do? If this is a concern that we have and the minister is not willing to put this on his priority list, I understand the UK to Venezuela situation, but if this is not a priority for the minister, then what do we do? If he said something very offensive to us, the Persian Gulf, it's
Have you
known
written
for...
to him?
Can I finish? Sorry.
Sure.
The Persian Gulf has been known as an internationally recognized historical body of water by its name, Persian Gulf. And so the fact that someone, a representative that we chose, comes and says and refers to it as with another name, the Arabian Gulf, it's very offensive to us. And the fact that we come to you so that you can tell him that this is a concern, as he said, by the 200,000.
And I have told you that I will take it back to him and I will tell him personally.
Yeah, but I personally don't appreciate when you mention that this concern of me, let's say, it's not going to be a priority for the minister.
No, you can't prioritize everything.
Yeah, but
And,
Did you get any response from
that's
the minister
that's
of
the
Affairs
reality of
regarding
the
your letter to
situation.
him?
Okay? That's the
Actually,
reality
I
of the
did write a
situation.
letter.
Mr.
No,
Daniel,
you never-
has
Kaveh
Shadi-
Kaveh did, Lily did.
did, all of them did.
Even Reza Moridi did, I believe.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Moridi.
Yeah, when you asked Shadi whether she has written to the minister or not, that's our second concern because we are not getting any response
Okay.
from the minister. That's why
Okay.
we are
So
taking to next
I will
step.
follow up with him and say, you folks have not had a response from him.
Certain prominent members of our community, including even the MPP of Richmond Hill and Dr. Reza Moridi, had directly written letters to
Okay.
Mr. Baird's office and asking for a clarification.
So I will personally speak to him and ask him to respond to it.
So when you're speaking, we would like to have this clarified in a certain way. Is it the fact that the minister is not aware of the situation that this body of water, as you rightfully called it, is called Persian Gulf, is not called Arabian Gulf, so we would be more than happy to provide additional documentation to support our claim, or whether he is aware of that, but he is involved in some sort of, may I call it, partisanship games or some sort of fooling around the community or with the community to irrigate the community even more than what it is already going on. You were very right, sir, in saying that about executions in Iran. It's not the subject of today's discussion, but it is ongoing efforts. You might be aware of that. Certain members of this group are involved in that. Today, specifically, we would like to have this message passed on that we are
And
concerned.
I have agreed to do that for
we
you.
we are concerned.
Okay? I have agreed to do
We
that
would
for
like
you.
to have a response from Minister's office
Okay.
as to
And
clarification.
I have agreed that I will speak to him personally. Okay?
So when you're
About this
speaking-
issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
so certainly we would appreciate if we could have this clarification whether his office is aware of this.
I'm sure his,
Chain of facts.
his office is, okay? Most of the ministers have their speeches written for them by somebody in the department, as you will well know. Okay, so he may well have just made a mistake that, didn't get corrected given everything else that's going on.
So
Okay. Now make sure that he knows that.
Probably a correction, I'm not referring to it as an apology or something, his office might not be in line with that. A correction of the statement might be in place and we are asking for that clarification or correction.
No problem. I will
Does
take
that
that
make sense?
message
Does that
and I
make
will
sense
give it
what
to
you're
him.
saying? Yeah.
And I'll also give it to his guy who writes the speeches.
Maybe he's
Okay.
not surrounded essentially by the best experts related to our community matters. I don't know what is the issue essentially.
If I may, the reason I did come in individual capacity, sir, was not just simply to convey the displeasure of various members of the Iranian Canadian community. Had we wanted to simply convey that concern, as you are well aware, we could have certainly done so. We could have written the minister personally. There have been numerous petitions. Dr. Reza Maridi, the MPP for Richmond Hill, has expressed concern. There are several Iranian Canadian Liberal candidates, such as Mr. Kavasharuz, Ms. Layli Pourzand, who expressed that concern. But we're not just simply here to convey that concern. We had hoped, sir, that we could come here, and we're very grateful that you gave of your time, but we had hoped that you could tell us whether this is something that does concern you and how you would present it to the minister, and whether you think it's appropriate for a foreign minister to depart from language we have used throughout our diplomatic history, whether that's something that you find is a justifiable concern on our part. So quite frankly, we weren't just here to convey a concern. We could have very well done that on our own time. We could have done it through Mr. Binesh's newspaper. There are numerous ways to do that and numerous channels to do so. But we would be grateful if you would try to champion this particular concern. Should you agree?
I've already said I will talk to the minister.
Yes.
I will also talk to his department with regards getting you a reply. Okay. That's two of the three things that you've said. If that isn't championing your requirement here, and remembering that not one of you, okay, actually resides in my riding, okay, because I'm here to represent the people of my riding, I will still do it.
Well, thank you very much. But if I could ask if you not preface it by saying, Minister, there are all sorts of other concerns that may be more of a priority, or if you could not preface it by saying you have met with various Iranians who said this was not a concern.
I think I'm smart enough to know how to preface it, okay?
Well, that's why we're here. How would you preface it, sir? How would you?
Exactly as you said. There are concerns about the use of his language, about this. It's been written to by a number of people, and they've not had a response. Can you please respond to it?
Well, I would assume that the foreign minister would know that by now, that we wouldn't need to.
So I'm reflecting, okay, your concerns as another voice to him.
Now, in doing so, would you need any additional piece of information or supporting documentations from us to support you better when you are having this conversation?
I would assume you've already sent that to him, right? Because my conversation with him will only be 1 or 2 minutes.
That's one part. Okay. So
right? And I will follow up with some of the people in his department. Okay.
And how would you like us to follow up with you in regards to any other
I will let you
actions?
know. My office will let you know that I've spoken to the minister and voiced your concerns. Okay.
Because the part was as to open up the discussion and tell you about our concerns.